Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Flow of Consciousness YouTube channel. Again, as you can see, a walk in the park. I'm really starting to grow fond of this type of content creation because it clears my mind. It's nice to be moving around as I'm thinking, as I'm speaking to you guys. So you can definitely expect more of this type of content on the channel in the future. Now, what I want to talk about today is the past, and we all find ourselves sometimes feeling like we have a difficulty of letting go of the past. We feel like we are stuck in the past. We maybe are going through a phase which is a little bit challenging. We might not feel as good or as happy as we used to, and we think back to better times. We think back to our most beautiful memories. Maybe we feel really nostalgic about a certain setting or situation, or even having some kind of relationship with someone that we no longer have, right? And when this happens, we can sometimes resist our present because it feels like it's less enjoyable as it used to be. It feels like maybe you will never be able to feel as good as you used to feel back then. Now, this is actually a process of letting go, right? Of understanding that you can't maintain a specific state of mind forever. Things constantly change, things constantly evolve, and states of being, states of mind, they're really temporary, guys. You know, if you find yourself in a euphoric phase or a very beautiful period in your life, savor it. Experience it fully, but try not to get too attached to it. Same thing with a less good period in your life where you feel sad or anxious or depressed or any of these negative, quote-unquote negative emotions which we tend to experience as uncomfortable. Don't get too attached to those as well, because before you know it, you may find yourself in a completely different place a week from now, a month from now, even a day from now. You don't know that, right? So try not to get too attached to whatever state you find yourself in. Even if you feel like you have a difficulty letting go of the past, which can be very difficult. Letting go of the past is a difficult thing to do because it's inherently scary, right? Thinking about the past and staying stuck there gives you some kind of comfort. It gives you some kind of safety because it's what you know, right? It's what you think you know. This is a crucial distinction to make, guys. Thinking about the past is thinking about what you think you know, but our memories are inherently flawed. Our brains tend to remember the things way better than they used to be, and that's why it's also so hard to let go of these things. Now, it's actually, when you start to think about it, a dying of some sorts, right? If you want to let go of the past, this means that you will have to let go of a former version of yourself, a former state where you used to find yourself in, that has now transformed into something new. You are now a different person than you were even 10 minutes ago. Before you started watching this video, you were a different person because now you received more information, your thought processes started working, hopefully, and you're now a different person. So getting too attached to one particular state or one particular part of your identity or one particular part of your life is what will cause you this suffering, right? It is the resistance. It is the resistance that you feel against letting go, letting die, letting these parts of your identity die. Now, how do you let go of the past, right? This is a difficult question to tackle because there is no cookie cutter answer to this problem. Many people have struggled with this for many years and at multiple stages in their lives, right? It's a recurring problem. It's not something that you experience once. It's something that happens regularly and very often, right? So the first place you might want to start looking at is meditation. Now, if you are willing to sit still with your attachments, if you're willing to really pay attention and look what it actually feels like to be afraid of letting go of the past, to finding yourself thinking of better times. If you sit with that and if you understand it, it is just a thought. It's nothing but a thought. It's really you resisting the present moment, you thinking that if only I was back there again, then my life would be better. But this is an illusion, because that thing no longer exists. The only thing that exists is the now, is the here and now. So once you understand that you can actually drop the resistance to the present moment, you can make the decision to release all resistance against the present moment. And once you do that, you will come to understand that this present moment is all you have. And it's not better or worse than it used to be. It is just different. It's just different. And so if you catch yourself getting attached to a certain state of being, that's when the suffering starts. Uncomfortable feelings, they are not necessarily a bad thing. I've tried, for example, cold showers, and I've done an ice bath fairly recently, and the discomfort, the initial discomfort, is very unpleasant. But everything that comes with that comes after that, is profoundly pleasant. It is profoundly, how would I say, energizing. It's profoundly interesting to feel the contrast between the intense discomfort of the cold and then the relief once you get out of there. There is a two things that makes this so. First, you understand that you can persist. You can make a decision to willingly go into the discomfort and then come out of it the other side. So that's the first thing. That is something I think builds character. That is something that builds self-confidence, because you know, okay, I know it's going to be very uncomfortable, yet I decide to engage with this discomfort. You voluntarily face the dragon, right? That's as Jordan Peterson would say. You voluntarily, oh, now it's very light, overexposed. That's okay. The ISO will adjust itself accordingly. Anyways, so you can voluntarily address and face the discomfort. Now, with that voluntarily facing of the discomfort comes a great sense of power. It comes a great sense of relief, a great sense of inner resourcefulness. And this will lead you to feel so much more able to deal with whatever comes at you, whatever life throws at you. And sometimes life throws at you discomfort that you don't pick. You didn't choose to get sick, or you didn't choose to lose a loved one, or you didn't choose to get fired from your job, right? But you can choose to actually go into that discomfort, to actually face it voluntarily, and then you will emerge from that a new person. You will emerge from that a more capable person, someone who knows that they are able to deal with whatever difficulties life throws at them. So if you are feeling stuck in the past, immerse yourself in the discomfort and understand that it's not because my current state seems less pleasant, seems less enjoyable, that it has to be like this forever. Because it is not going to be like this forever. It will stay longer than necessary if you resist it, and if you make yourself believe that it's worse than it used to be. So understanding that this is not true, that this is an illusion you're telling yourself, and then releasing that resistance, accepting that this is how you feel. Really pay attention. Notice what it feels like. Is it really that bad? It's not really. It's not really that bad once you understand that it's just thoughts, it's just a sensation, it's just the story you tell about yourself. And that is what is causing you your suffering right now. Not the fact that the past was better than your current life circumstances. That's actually not at all what's going on. It is you telling the story that that is the case, and you believing, you identifying with that story, and that causes you to greatly suffer. So take a moment to question those stories. Take a moment to pay attention to how you feel, to what it actually feels like to feel stuck in the past. You will understand that it's just stories you're telling yourself, and that the present moment is really all you have. And once you embrace the present moment, once you understand that you have a choice, you can decide to either resist or go with it. And once you really understand this, you will be able to let go of the past so much more easy. You will be able to let go of so much fears so much faster, so much quicker, because quite frankly, for me, it's also sometimes still very much a challenge, right? I still resist it very much, but because I have the awareness that it is a story that I'm telling myself and that is something that I am resisting, I can more quickly release this resistance. I can more quickly accept that, okay, right now I maybe feel less pleasant emotions than I used to feel when I was at that place with that person doing that particular thing that made me feel so good. That's totally okay, because that stage, that phase, that mindset, that experience was also transient. It's not something that you can sustain forever. So understand that it had to come to an end anyway. So this is something that you need to accept, and it's an older part of yourself that died off and you can't bring it back. And if you are currently dealing with uncomfortable emotions, understand that you can willingly dive into them and take responsibility for how you treat these feelings, how you allow them to transform into something else, because they will. This too shall pass. It's a beautiful quote that I like to remind myself of very often. This too shall pass, and you will feel different again very, very soon. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my little walk through the park. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.